What's up, guys? This is Nasa, aka the Real Estate Guru. I'm not your guru, I'm your guru because I actually do this business. Today, we're here with my man and mortgage consultant, Dapper Dave, and we're going to talk about 203K loans and how to get one. But before we do that, please beat up that like button, make sure you comment and subscribe to the Real Estate Guru YouTube channel. Dave, what's up, man?
How you doing, man?
All right, man. First thing first, thank you
Absolutely.
for coming on. And reason why I wanted you on because I get this question about the 203K loan a lot.
Right.
Even though I work I work on the investment side, and we don't deal with traditional banking products. You know, I just always get this question, so I want to bring this on for my users. And first thing first, can you explain to us what is a mortgage consultant?
So yeah, mortgage consultant. I work for a direct lender. We have access to all the products that Fannie, Freddie, and Ginnie Mae have. Basically, a mortgage consultant is going to work with you to figure out what the best product for you is. We're going to ask you questions and make sure that we are hitting your goals for financial goals, short and long term.
So basically, if I find a residential piece of real estate, right,
Mm-hmm.
I can come talk to you. You're going to put me in the right product.
Absolutely.
Okay, I got it. It's kind of crazy you say that because I took a product on using an investment strategy, a property on using an investment strategy. I went to one officer, consultant. They said they couldn't do it.
Right.
I went to you, and you got it done.
Right.
You're definitely good at what you do.
Appreciate that.
And now let's hop into the question. What is a 203K loan?
203K loan is a renovation loan. It's basically through the FHA. So it has to be your primary residence. You do have to live in that home, but you can actually fix the house up and you can add square footage to it. You can renovate the loan or renovate the home rather, make it more livable. You can address any safety and health concerns that would stop an FHA loan from going through. Or you could just do some cosmetic stuff and make it look prettier.
What's the minimum amount that I have to use, and what's the max that I can go as far as repairs?
Sure. So you have to have a minimum of $5,000 in repairs.
Okay.
There was a max of $35,000. They're changing that. They're in the process of changing that up to $50,000. Not all banks are going to go up to $50,000 though.
Okay.
So and then also you have to take into consideration a contingency as well. You don't want to use all of that. You know, let's say you've got $30,000 in repairs. You want to leave contingency in there as well, so that there's some leeway in case you go over what you estimated to repair the property for.
All right, I got that. Yeah. Now, I don't know much about the 203K product, but I overhear people talking about it.
Right, right.
And one of the things that I know is that you have to have a licensed general contractor fix up the property. And I know, with that being said, it has to be licensed, bonded and insured.
Right.
So I can't get my uncle who can do all the work for the low
Right.
to do the project and
That's
expect to get reimbursed.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually do have to have a general contractor that is licensed, and you also need to have a HUD consultant on this deal as well. So it's an additional fee that you're going to pay, and so that is there to make sure that everything is on the up and up, that you're actually getting what you need to be getting done.
Okay. And just to tap on what you said, now this is an FHA product. Could you explain to us a FHA loan?
Yeah, so an FHA loan is a government-backed mortgage. Basically, it is, you can put a minimum down of 3.5%.
Okay.
All right, so it was actually started a long time ago to help with first-time home buyers. But basically, it's now used as, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer to use this program.
Correct.
You just have to live in the property. So it has to be your primary residence. You also want to be able to make sure that you qualify for it. You know, it's different qualifications for an FHA loan than there is for, say, a conventional. FHA loans have looser guidelines when it comes to qualifying for them.
So let's say I'm watching this video. I understand everything you said. Now, I want to apply for one of these 203K loans because, I found the house maybe need about $20,000 worth of work.
Sure.
What's the process to qualify? Like, what do you know the requirements? Like, what's the paperwork do I need to submit? Would
Yeah.
it be the same paperwork as an FHA or?
Yeah, it's actually it's when you apply for a mortgage. This is one of the biggest misconceptions is that when you apply for a mortgage, you have to apply for a specific type of mortgage, and that's not really the case.
Okay.
When you're applying for a mortgage, you're applying for a loan, and from there we can figure out what type of loan you actually should go into. We can make advisements, or we could show you 2 different products or several different products depending on what you qualify for. So when you qualify for a mortgage, we look at 4 things really, 3 that apply to you. So I call it CIA, credit, income, and assets.
Okay.
CIA because it sounds like an interrogation. You remember we went through that.
Right.
So, and it's a lot of questions, but we go through that for a reason. We want to make sure that you don't get shot down in the long run.
Okay.
Sometimes people go through the process. One of the biggest complaints that I hear is that they started with a loan officer. Maybe that loan officer didn't know their guidelines, or maybe they didn't do their job and they didn't actually review their documentation.
Right.
And they say, hey, you're pre-approved, you can go shop for homes. They go under contract on a home, and it comes to find out they're not actually approved for that mortgage at all.
Yeah.
So the documentation that we look at applies to credit, income, and assets. Credit is simply, your credit profile. What's your credit score? Also, how often you've made your payments on time. We look at the whole picture as far as your credit is concerned. Your income is simple. It's just how much money you make. And then your assets is also simple. It's, how much money do you have, liquid assets at the end of the month after all your bills are paid. And that can include retirement accounts. It can include trust funds. It can include your bank statements, your checking savings, any kind of mutual funds, that sort of thing. So we look at those documents like we're going to look at if you're a W-2 employee, we don't necessarily need to look at your tax returns. It's another misconception that people have is I got to have 2 years of tax returns.
Yeah.
What you need is 2 years of work history, not necessarily tax returns. See, so if you had a job and you've been on that job for a year, but you had another job for another year before that, we use that to make your work history combined. So
Okay.
we're looking at your pay stubs if you are an employee, or if you're self-employed, we may look at your tax returns.
Yeah.
Or if you're self-employed, there's other programs out there that don't even require tax returns at all. We've got a couple different ones. One's a bank statement program where we look at the deposits that go into your bank, and they have to qualify. It can't just be like, somebody slipping you 10 grand to put in every month. But we qualify your bank statements and make sure that you have enough income to support the mortgage payment. And then also we have investor programs as well, where we just look at the cash flow of the property.
Sounds good. All right. So, what's the minimum credit score for that FHA program?
For the 203K, I can speak for my bank. We require a 640 credit score.
Okay.
For the 203K.
All right. Yeah, I got that. All right. Now, if somebody wants to know more, or they found the home. Can you tell people how to contact you and what states you're able to work in?
Absolutely. I'm licensed in North and South Carolina, but I've got a network all over the country. I've got people in every single state that I trust and know that they do great work. I don't just find somebody to do the job. I'm licensed in North and South Carolina. You can reach me at my email address. It's david@lendingpathmortgage.com. You can also check my website out. It's charlottemortgageconsultant.com. And yeah, pretty easy to find. Put my number out there too, 704-625-2592. And yeah.
Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And go to Facebook and type in Wholesaling with the Duru. I just started a Facebook group where you can ask me questions and I will answer them. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Real Estate Duru. And remember, I'm Nasser, the Real Estate Guru. I'm not the guru. I'm the guru.